Okay, for this exercise is glute bridges. As you can see, I'm really focusing on one vertebra at a time, curling myself up. Okay, the first movement that you see is going to be a pelvic tilt. So right here is a pelvic tilt, and then I just continue going along the spine, trying to curl myself up. I'm also lifting my toes up off of the ground. That's just to kind of emphasize that I'm pushing through my heels. You don't necessarily have to keep your toes off of the ground, but it's a good idea because you definitely want to emphasize pushing through the heels to get yourself up. Okay, so this is called Clams, where my legs are like clams. So a few key points here. You want to focus on not letting yourself open up. You just want to basically keep your feet together and only move your knee up and down. Later on, I'll show you an example of some bad ways to do this. But so you can go ahead and do this. You should feel a burn in your back pocket. Okay, that is your glute medius. Okay, you're focusing on that hip stabilization muscle. Really focusing on getting that activated and getting a connection with that. So focus on keeping those feet together and just picking up your knee. As you can see here, I'm lifting my foot off now. So this is just basically a harder version of this, basically adding a little bit extra resistance by picking that foot up with it. But as you can see, I'm still not opening up. Okay, I'm just moving my leg by itself. So right there, I'm starting to do some bad reps where I'm starting to open up my body a little bit. You can see my hips are moving and I'm kind of leaning back. So really just focus on leaning yourself forward as much as possible and only moving your knee up and down. Don't let yourself rotate. Okay, so now this is just an extra exercise that kind of basically like hits both of the exercises that I just showed you, the glute bridges and the clams, where you're pushing your knees out to the side as much as possible. Your feet are together. And the same thing as glute bridges, where you're trying to start off with a pelvic tilt and just curl yourself up one spinal segment at a time. So all three of these exercises are really good exercise for getting a glute connection.